Okay, so I'm going to be trying something a little bit different. I have no clue how this is going to work out. I actually thought that I had purchased a gray matte glaze, and I was wrong. I have black, and I have white. And I'm going to see what happens if I mix the two. So the worst thing that can happen is that it comes out murky, I don't like it, and then guess what? I'll just go over the whole thing with the Dixie Slick Stick and repaint it to the color that I need it to be. I hope this pours out okay. Okay, that's good. A little sloppy on the side, but that's all right. So I'm gonna close that out. Then I'm going to mix up the white and pour it into its own little cell there. I saw that my cat, his ear, got a little bit damaged. I don't know how I feel about that. I started filing it down because I'm seeing at this bisque stage, you can file, but I'm afraid I'm gonna keep filing too much and end up breaking it off. So I'm trying to just go in one direction and even it up a little bit. It's working, but I still see that indentation of the chip, and that's bothering me. But maybe, you know, if I keep coming back and working at it, it'll get a little better. So I'm putting it back down. Opening up the white mat so I can get it stirred up and start this experiment. Let's get it all mixed up really quickly. And just wipe the excess off with a napkin. Ooh, I poured sloppy. Good God. This table really needs a good cleaning, but I'm not worried about that right now. I have my journal so that I can write down, well, I've already written down that I'm using the black mat and the white mat, so I'm just going to set that aside. And I'm going to go in with this brush. Of course, I'm not worried about mixing. I want the mix because I'm hoping what I'll end up with is gray. That's the hope. So let's see. I'm just going to go in heavy. And like I said, we're going to see what this turns out like. I've never mixed a glaze before. A lot of the experienced sculptors, like baby girl Karen Clark, she mixes and creates her own glazes. And one of these days, I'm going to experiment with that. I'm a little nervous about experimenting with that, but you know, it's something that I need to try. And she's definitely encouraged me to try. I'm applying it very generously because there are a lot of crevices and wrinkles. It's an elephant, you know. So I want that to get in there. And you know, I can always brush out the excess, but remember, this goes beyond the outer layer, the epidermal layer, and it really soaks into the clay. So that's going to happen. All right, so that is one coat. That's what it's looking like right now. I'm gonna let it dry for a second, for a minute or so. In the meantime, I'm going to move on to glazing this lion pendant. And I feel like I want to work with one of the colors that has a lot of patterns in it. Hold on, I'll show you what I mean in a second. All right, so this one is called Winter Wood. Now, it's not the color of a lion, of course, but this is art. We get to do what we want. And like I said, if it does not come out to my satisfaction, I can always apply the slick stick and paint over it. So it is just never a problem. So I'm gonna put him on the platform. This is my first time, move that out of the way. This is my first time using this particular color. I'm just gonna go ahead and shake it up in the bottle, in the container. And that should be just fine. There. I have to sort of peel the lid up slowly because it drips. There, just slid it along the edge to get that excess off, throwing that away. And we're just gonna go in with this. I just feel like painting him with this. And I'm gonna use a larger brush that has a roundness to it, this one, because of the way he's shaped and all of those crevices and indentations for him. And this is when I'm gonna have to turn upside down and look at it from all angles to make sure my coverage is thorough. And it's great because it's really dark, so I can immediately see what I've missed. Working with the white is difficult for me because even though it dries to like an eggshell color, it's very hard for me to distinguish that color and see, so it still ends up looking like the white of the bisqueware. And again, I brush on glaze very liberally for all of the coats, and Katie of the studio says that she does the same thing, so I don't feel like that's a bad thing because she's a far better sculptor and far more well-versed in how all of this works, including the chemistry of it. And if she can glaze generously and things turn out fine, I think that I can too. That's me swirling the brush around, trying to make sure I get that coverage, because this piece, again, has a lot of nooks, crannies, crevices, and I want that strength of the glaze to cover every part, so I've almost got to let it drip down into areas. And you see it has a lot of speckles in it? Can you see that? That's what's going to make all that spottiness that looks almost like chocolate chips on the picture on the label. We'll see how it actually comes out. I think I've mentioned before that when Katie at the studio fires my pieces, I think it has something to do with how her kiln fires and the temperatures that she uses. Her bisqueware, which is what it is in this form, is much stronger than it used to come out of the fire for me at the other kiln. I was very nervous about handling it because it could easily break. Now, I still have to move carefully. I don't want to drop this and chip it, but the other pieces from the other studio felt way more fragile. Now, of course, once this glaze goes in and it becomes a ceramic, it'll be good and strong. I mean, you still don't want to throw it at a floor because it's always going to be art. Even though this is wearable art, it is still delicate, it is still exquisite, it is still handmade, and you still need to take care of it lovingly. This is not a piece that you just toss into the dresser drawer, or you're going to look up one day and see that you've chipped it and marred it. And it really only takes a little bit of effort to be careful and preserve this. And who knows, you know, depending on how you're feeling it, and if you acquire this piece because it speaks to you, maybe you can pass it down for generations just by taking good care. Pull this little mini palette back out and get to work. I'm going in with the white first because that dark is dark enough that I'll still be able to see pretty much where I added the black glaze. Now I'm going to go right back into those parts, add that black. And to clean this brush off. There's a little streak of residue, probably when I pushed down by that metal part where it hadn't been cleaned off good from before, and probably still had some tea dust on it, and I still see it blotting like that. All right, it looks like it's clean now. And this is the second coat. All right, I'm going to sit him face down for now. Put him off to the side so he can dry. Clean off this brush really well. I'll come back and add a little more white. All right, we are back to the winter wood. Let's stir it up a little more. Okay, here's the lion, and we're adding the second coat, going back to this brush, using my fingers just to squeeze off any excess water. Seems to be pretty dry. And just getting it in where it fits in. Hope you can see. I haven't been checking the camera. Close that up for now. So this was the second coat. We're only applying 3 coats. Cleaning the brush really well. Then I'm going to go back and apply the last coat on the elephant. And then I'll come back and apply the last coat on him. And my last thing to do for tonight is try to file and correct that ear on the cat that chipped. And basically just hope for the best. I don't know. I don't know how that's going to turn out. We will see. All right, so I'm moving the stoneware out of the way. I've still got plenty of black matte here. I just need to pour out a little bit of the white. Let's see. Poured out more than I wanted to. That's fine. It's fine. Those I can go ahead. I just stack them on top of each other because I'm done with reloading them for the night. So once again, I'm going to go in with the white because this black matte is dark enough after 2 coats that I can see exactly where to go back in and apply. This is the 3rd coat and the final coat. Being applied generously. Because I want that ceramic finish to be thick, strong, make this piece really, really sturdy and difficult to break unless you throw it at something with some momentum or drop it from, you know, a big distance. Like I'm 6'1", so if this fell off of my neck, you know, that's a drop. I don't know that it's gonna survive. So I've got to make sure when I put those beads on and knot the string that it is secure to hopefully prevent that from happening. There are areas that are still wet, and that's fine because hopefully that's going to give a very blended effect. That's what I'm hoping for. All right, I can go ahead and set it down now. Set it down now. So just want to let you get a close-up look. That's Mr. Lion. And this is my kitty pendant with the ears it chipped, so I'm still trying to Okay, we'll work on him tomorrow. As always, thank you so much for hanging in there with me. Oh, I set him down sort of rough. Almost undid all the good that I just did. I'm going to clean off this table. I'm running out of my Viva towels. That is distressing because I won't be able to afford to order any more until Friday when I get paid, so it'll have to wait. But like I said, these are so thick and cloth-like that you can get a lot of uses out of the same towel before you finally have to do away with it. Still got my stuff in the bag from Saturday. It took me all of Sunday, guys, to recuperate just from the social interaction, which was wonderful. But I'm such an introvert in my old age that now it drains me. So I was in bed on Sunday until like 3:45, I think is when I finally got up and did some of the stuff that I had to do. And I'm still not finished because once I take my bath tonight, I need to go ahead and reach out to everybody who was kind enough to give me their email address and let them know what an absolute pleasure it was meeting them. Flavor Company did an amazing job with the event, as did Crown Me Royale as the curator, Chastity Jade. It was an honor to be there. And yeah, I need to touch base with all of those people and just say thank you because they showed a lot of love to my work, a lot of love. And it was a very fortifying experience. It was encouraging. I came away from there, albeit tired, feeling very, very motivated and feeling very confident that I'm on the right path and that people are appreciating my sculptures, and it's only going to get better from here. So I'm excited about everything that's coming up. So before I go to bed, after I take this bath, I'm going to go ahead and send out these emails mad late, but just let everybody know that I'm thinking of them. Ask them to subscribe to, all of my social media, including my YouTube channel, and also hopefully subscribe to my website. So we will see how all of that goes. And until the next time, I will catch you on the flip side. Peace.